Dude, 16.
Ooh, sweet 16.
That's like 4 months. Kinda.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Who would have thought?
We should do 3 a week. No.
Could you? Yeah, after 5 minutes each.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Dude, people are the worst. Coming here? All right. What would happen?
287 stuff?
What we're right off 287. Say your car is having car trouble at the exit ramp.
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you pull onto the ramp or would you pull onto the shoulder before the ramp or after?
I mean, you know the answers. Pull onto the shoulder.
Right. Okay.
Even if it died, like died.
Right,
I
dead.
would push it into
Right.
the shoulder.
Not on the on-ramp.
No, some people just like, fuck it, it's done.
All right.
Here we are.
So what do you think the next level of that is?
To do that and leave the doors open to really block traffic?
Close.
Okay.
So I'm coming off the highway to the exit for your house, and I see emergency flashers, and I see on the shoulder a flatbed. I'm like, okay. So as I'm getting ready to make that exit, there is also another car turned the other way, the wrong way on the exit ramp.
Right.
Both cars with their hoods up, like he's going to jump him
Right.
on the shoulder of or on the off ramp.
But not in the shoulder.
No, on the on ramp. Like, so if you're not paying attention, you would basically kill a family of 11. That tells you who's in the van.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Are we that stupid?
Maybe that's God's way of getting rid of the stupid. You're supposed to kill that family of 11 and be done with them.
And what about the insufferable guilt for the guy who killed everybody?
Would you really feel guilty for that?
I
think I could go to sleep.
I want to say yes.
Yeah.
Just because it's on video, but
Okay.
truth be told, probably not.
It's just been like, they're fucking stupid. They're
Right.
in the middle of the road.
I'd spend the next couple of days going, how stupid are you? That you just got your whole family mowed down.
Yeah, because even if, was there even a slight incline to it?
No, it's an up exit. Like
It's an up. That's
right,
why they
yeah.
didn't. Maybe it just died and they didn't want to push. But you could just put it in neutral and it would go backwards, and you could.
But from
Angle
where,
it.
yeah, but from where the highway is and where they broke down, you'd know the car trouble is somewhere before you get to that exit. That's how close to the off ramp the beginning of the off ramp they were.
Right.
So you would think, okay, I got some shit going on. Let me not stop. Am I going to really go for it and try to get up and uphill through a yield and onto another road?
But it's definitely a people thing, because whenever I'm in the city, you come out of a subway and you walk up the stairs and then there's a door onto whatever street it is. Everyone stops in the fucking doorway. New York City sidewalks are like 8 feet wide, right?
At
Before it hits the street. Yeah. Step out
And then get your bearings.
and move.
Right.
Yeah. Don't stop in the doorway to get your bearings. Move out, move to the side, lean against the wall, look at the signs, whatever you got to do.
Right. That's how
but
you-
it's the same mentality. It's just, I'm here. This is good.
It's me.
Yeah. This is what I want to do. I don't give a shit about anybody else.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So fuck them.
Should have hit him.
Yeah.
Would
Well,
have at least on the door. You need a passenger for that,
yeah,
though.
yeah.
That's a little old school.
It's a little hard to hit the door, yeah.
I remember days like
Oh,
that.
yeah. Weren't there people hanging out a car window, too? Maybe a few back of the heads.
Could have been.
Slaps.
Could have been.
Piece of 2x4, maybe?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah. Thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't do it now. We're so much more mature. But
Well, yeah, I'm not really into hurting people. I didn't do it. I was in the car. But
right.
Yeah.
Well, there might have been a suggestion.
Always.
Just like
There's always a suggestion.
Just like the idea
Yeah.
that Hitler or Manson never really killed anybody.
Right.
You said, hey,
Yeah.
if you're not doing nothing,
Yeah.
you go over there and kill a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why don't you hang out of a car and hit somebody in the back of the head with a 2x4?
Right.
Yeah. As we drive by.
Right.
Sure.
Or push them off their bike.
Or grab the handle of their bike while they're riding it down the road. Something like that. Yeah.
Pedal.
Yeah.
But that's when you're young and stupid. But when you're older and stupid, there's just, I don't know if it's panic. Like you see people get.
I think
pulled-
when you're older and stupid,
right,
and you've done all that dumb shit, that's when karma starts to get you.
right,
Starts fucking with you, and you're like, "What's happening to me?" Yeah, because you were a jerk off when you were 17.
right. When you have,
Yeah.
that's when you take inventory going.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit, I get it now.
yeah.
I mean, but like it's just incredible. Well, it's everywhere. You know, people are so like people will get pulled over, they panic, they pull over.
Yeah.
Like on the wrong shoulder of a highway.
Every time I see somebody on the side of the road, I'm like, man, that's the worst thing.
Yeah.
Just to break down, just be stuck like in the middle of a highway with everybody looking at you, and you're just like, duh.
No one's Samaritan.
My car is a piece of shit.
No one's coming to lend you a hand.
No.
No one helped us.
The people that typically stop to give you a hand, you don't want them to stop anyway.
No one stopped for us. Well, my car broke down in the middle of the road.
Oh, no.
They drove right on by. Half of them didn't even know it was us. Which is kind of odd.
Yeah.
You'd think we'd stick out.
Yeah.
It's not like this height thing happened recently.
Right.
It's
Oh, maybe because we were long hairs back then.
right. Hairs.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they didn't want to, they were like, fuck those hippies.
dirty hippies.
Dirty hippies.
I mean, but it's just like,
Satan worshiping metal dickheads.
that's it.
Yeah.
It's the metal.
It was something.
Maybe it was the 74 Nova. Or whatever.
You know what? They were pissed that it was just one color. That's the problem.
That's right.
Yeah.
I wrote all this. Yeah, that's
You
funny.
got a lot of notes there.
I always take notes.
Good for you.
Yeah,
You
I
feel
mean-
like doing homework.
Well, I just think of stuff and I know I'm going to forget it.
Yeah, I think of stuff and
You forget it.
sometimes I put it in my phone, but then I never read it again.
That's, so,
Oh, one thing I was thinking about is, you ever meet somebody who is like, they have like a friendly name growing up, and then when they get older, now all of a sudden they have to feel like an adult, so now they have to use their full name.
oh,
Like
that. Yeah.
you knew a Tony growing up, but now he's an Anthony.
Right. Yeah, why is
Yeah, he
that?
was like a Jimmy, but now he's a James. That
Why?
sort of thing. Yeah, like what are you getting out of that?
I get nicknamed now. I'm 50 fucking 2 years old.
Well, I mean, there's really no shortening or lengthening douche. It's
Right.
just it's
It's
what
right,
it is.
douche. It's one syllable.
La douche.
Son of a bitch.
You could put la in there.
Make it fancy.
It'd make a nice license plate.
Yeah. Go ahead. I wanted to let you get it.
Too many letters.
Yeah.
Douche.
Shorten it.
Yeah, you got to figure out a way.
D-O-A-C-H-E.
Yeah.
Douche.
DOOCH.
D-O-O-S-H. Douche.
Gadoosh. Gadoosh.
Oh, I mean, these notes are all about people.
Yes.
I mean, it's like,
Yeah. You're,
Everything.
You're antisocial. I know.
it's not even.
I know who you are.
You know what it is? It's like, I just did.
We were just talking about hitting people with 2x4s. You
That
think
was
that's
it.
a stretch that you're antisocial?
Right.
Yeah.
But we never hit with the 2x4. It was the suggestion.
True.
Being
It
the scientist.
could have been somebody else.
Being the scientist and being the experimenter, two totally different things.
Yes.
No, but I mean, it's like going out, playing gigs, and you're like, man, what happened to everybody? Everybody's so casual now. How many people I see in the store in their pajamas?
Yeah, that was a weird thing that came in. But at least they're not wearing the pajamas with the hoods, right? Like they have
Like
like
onesies?
giraffe ears and whatnot
No,
on.
but they're wearing like
Yeah, I
fleece
know.
pants with
Yeah, like little hearts on them. Or
Something.
whatever. Yeah.
I mean, if you're running in and out of a store, maybe I'll give you a pass. But if you're just hanging around all day in your pajamas, that's the question.
It's not a bad life though.
Yeah, working for the state.
It's like the modern day Hugh Hefner, right? They
Yeah.
couldn't afford the silk robe, so they went with the
I don't think they can afford a lot of things.
Hello Kitty pajamas.
I don't know if the state affords you a lot of things that Hugh Hefner had.
Yeah.
It's just, they're casual. People are casual at funerals. People are casual at the theater.
Yeah,
People
you
are
shouldn't be casual
everywhere.
at a funeral. You shouldn't be casual at a wedding.
Right. 'Cause people are casual everywhere now.
Yeah, it's
Everybody's
lazy bullshit.
Yeah, everybody's wearing workout clothes, just hanging around all the time. It's like,
When I see somebody at a funeral, like in a t-shirt, I'm like, you can't get a button-down shirt?
right,
I'm not saying get a full suit, but you can't actually wear a friggin' button-down t-shirt?
right. Button-down T-shirt,
Or whatever.
like a painted one.
Like those tuxedo
Yeah,
shirts?
Yeah, you're like, hey, at least you tried.
Yeah, he gave it a shot.
I guess it would depend. Like, I guess it depends on the situation. Like, if we're going to a funeral where it's like, let's say it's a coworker, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
family, and you don't know the whole family, and you're like, wow, that guy's not. Like, he's dressed like an animal, and then it turns out later, well, that's just Brad. He's like that.
Brad's an animal?
Yeah, like it's a family dynamic thing. Like he's just I ain't
Yeah,
dressing
there's
up
some
for
people that are
nobody.
so anti-suit that they won't do it in occasions like that.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Does it make you a bad person?
To own a suit?
Right. That's what I mean.
No, you seem like an adult.
Right. Like
Yeah.
you thought of something, you've made an effort.
Yeah, it's about respect.
Sure.
Yeah.
Kind of puts the attention on you, doesn't it?
To show up not wearing...
Not present. Like, let's say you go to a wedding
Yeah.
and you're wearing jean shorts and a t-shirt. Certain points of the night.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
I've seen those
But if everybody's in a suit,
out in the Pine Barrens weddings.
yeah. But if everybody's in a suit, you're eventually going to start taking away from the wedding. Like, why is this guy?
Oh, I see.
What's wrong with him?
No. I mean the entire wedding.
Oh, the
was-
entire wedding. Well,
Yeah.
that's different, right? Because then maybe that was on the invite. Jean shorts only. Did you show up in a suit?
Then is it? No, I didn't go. I
Oh.
just saw pictures.
Probably better you didn't.
Yeah, I would have been like, what is this redneck bullshit?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's, should be, I guess, a formal event at any level. No, I guess? Maybe?
Yeah, because if you're not wearing a suit, then it's just a backyard party.
Right.
It's just a barbecue.
Sure.
It's not a wedding.
It's not formal at all, right?
Yeah, it's a barbecue, but the woman's wearing a wedding dress. That's it.
So then she's out of place now.
Yeah, I guess the bride and groom are out of place.
They're way out of place if everybody else
Yeah.
is a mess.
But that's kind of funny if it's your barbecue and two people show up as a bride and groom.
There you go.
That's kind of cool.
Like, whoa.
But the other way around, if you're at a formal wedding and two dickheads show up in t-shirts and shorts, they look like boobs.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then you're going to start looking at them like, oh, these fucking clowns.
Yeah.
Why are they here?
You should just throw them out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think,
Keep your envelope. I don't need the money that bad.
right. Or would, do you have to be so stupid?
You should take the money that's in the envelope and go buy yourself a suit.
Right. Obviously, you need it more than me.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe that as an adult, or people figure get married unless weird circumstances, you're an adult when you're getting married, you'd have to put it on there formal, casual. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
That's-
you shouldn't have to.
remind people how to act in public or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just people that are so casual now. And that was pre-pandemic. That had nothing to do with the pandemic.
No, people have always been like
And
that.
it's just getting worse and worse. I remember, being a little kid, back to the Broadway thing with my mom, you had to dress up, not dress fully suited, but,
Right.
dress presentable.
Yeah, yeah.
Good collared shirt because you're going out. Something's a little fancier. Now it looks like people rolled out of bed and showed up. It's, it's like you'd think you spent $300 on a ticket. You'd want to at least do the whole thing. You
Yeah.
know, look nice, go out for a nice dinner.
You would think.
Yeah. Not go eat a scarf down a burger on the corner and then show up
Yeah.
in your sweatpants to a theater play, whatever.
Dirtwater dog.
Yeah.
Mmm. So good.
Grace papaya.
Was that a hot dog joint?
Yeah, there was the 50-cent hot dogs and the papaya juice.
That's a rough combination.
Being on the corner of Christopher Street was a rougher combination. There's all sorts of hot dogs over there at that time.
No juice?
Yeah.
Just milk.
Just milk.
Just cream. Heavy on the cream. Remember that video I sent you of the guy drinking the beer through a hot dog?
Uh-huh. Oh. Like that.
What the fuck?
There's no reason.
No.
There's never a reason.
No, I feel like that had to be set up, though, right?
Yeah.
Unless the guy had done it previously that day. Like, how would the guy know to have his camera out and on that guy?
Right. Or did he do it the beer before?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you're like, everything is, I feel,
The weirdest part was, so he took a hot dog and he pushed a straw through it to make the hot dog into a straw and then
Right.
put it in a beer and drank the beer through the hot dog.
right,
You already have a straw.
right.
Do you just need some big thick thing in your mouth? Like, why do you need?
Maybe just got out of prison.
Maybe he's getting ready to go.
Maybe.
Yeah,
He's
just
working on something.
loosening that mandible.
He's
Yeah.
working on something.
You don't want TMJ
Not to mention the fact that
when Luther comes knocking.
knocking you out.
Yeah.
I don't remember though. But when he put the straw into the hot dog, did he suck the hot dog out of the straw?
Yes.
That's even weirder.
Yes, he did.
You know how to use the straw too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? I think, but though this whole influencer, this whole clique culture is what's doing it too. Is people set up everything now.
You think people are acting extra stupid?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that it's like this whole thing that, this influencer thing, this, that, and so the people just set everything up. I'm gonna be a douche on the plane, and I'm gonna get some clicks or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
That's a bad place to do it, though.
yeah, because that'll ban you.
Yeah, they got real consequences.
Sure.
Because
What-
the FAA doesn't mess around. They just
Right.
air marshals come on and you're done.
Like that kid who pulled that prank at the guy in the mall and turned around and shot him.
Hey.
I mean, you got to expect that's going to happen. Hey, I would think you would expect that to happen. Like going in there as a prank, unless you are.
I think that this generation is not used to getting bitch slapped.
Right, quickly too.
Right.
Right.
Like, when we were younger, if you fuck with somebody, there's a good chance somebody's punching you in the face.
Right. Be prepared for the worst because it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
there's a level of checks and balances, right?
Sure.
It just doesn't exist anymore. Like it all started with that fucking Drew Barrymore movie where she was suing her parents for irreconcilable differences or something.
I don't know that one.
Well, then the whole thing came about that you couldn't hit your kids anymore, and kids were calling the police on their parents, and then it all fucking spiraled down. Now you got a bunch of people being assholes,
Right.
not getting checked.
Now, unless you're John Wick or Chuck Norris or something pulling the prank,
Yeah.
you're gonna run into the wrong person. Well, I guess not, right? You're gonna look for a soft target.
If you,
The prankster guy knows that I'm gonna look for that soft target.
that guy picked the wrong target,
Right. He thought he picked some
wrong guy.
hayseeds and whatever, and he just turned around and pop.
That's the problem.
Right.
Especially these days with MMA, like you don't know who knows what.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah. You gotta look at the ears first.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, that's not the guy to fuck with.
And if he's really nice, chances are.
Yeah.
It happened to a dude we were playing in a band with. His son, his friend comes in, dying laughing. He goes, "You're never gonna believe this." The guy's son, I won't use the names. He's like, he got his jaw broken twice. What? Because we're at a Halloween party in Hoboken.
Mm-hmm.
He's dressed as Jesus.
Okay.
And he's bombed. His friend was telling us he was bombed, and he was bumping into people doing the bumping thing, and the guy said, "Listen, you should stop."
They gave him a warning.
He gave him a warning. And the friend goes, he couldn't have been nicer. He's like, "Look, stop, man. You had a lot to drink. You don't know what you're doing."
Yeah.
And he kept going. "I'll take you out there," because you don't want to. And he's like, so eventually they went outside, and he even gave him, his friend said he gave him another chance. He's like, "Just walk away, man. It's not going to end good for you." He took a swing at this guy. He moved out of the way, hit him in the side of the jaw so hard, broke that side, launched him forward, hit the other side of his jaw against the car, and broke that side.
Two places.
In one shot.
Oof.
And the guy
That's got to be like
casually said, "I'm sorry." It's what you asked.
It's got to be like a good 8 weeks of recovery, right?
Sipping through a straw, just
Sipping through a hot dog, maybe.
maybe that was that guy's problem.
Mm.
I mean, it's listen. People are stupid. They do a lot of stupid stuff, like the selfishness and the the weirdness. I think the weirdness is just for people to get a response, just to get that click.
Well, there's a lot of that, sure.
Too much, because
Yeah.
they're probably getting to the point where you don't know what's real anymore, right? Oh, was that disturbance planned? There was the whole thing on TikTok where all these people were like, hey, I figured this out. If I wear the wrong shirt to Disney, they're going to give me a free T-shirt.
Oh, I got you.
And they don't realize that the people that work at Disney are also their age. So they see that and go, okay. So after a week, some girl's like half naked. Hey, and they're like, get out.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Don't I get a shirt? No. Here you go. See ya.
Yeah.
Go get your own shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the thing. It's like they try to compound and they try to, you see it like a silly video, like something that's kind of funny, like I don't know, some girl pretending to be the bar. She says it's her stories that happen at work. So, and you can tell they're kind of generous. So she plays both parts. She's the bartender and she's the patron, right?
Right.
But now you start seeing that this one, that one, the next one. It's like this girl had her idea and it was successful. So now everybody jumps on it, like cockroaches. They just jump on that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it starts getting manufactured. Fake, fake, fake. It's not real. This isn't real. That never happened. And then it's like, then they move to something else. You know what I mean? It's like it's a weird culture now with clicking, with not working. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they get paid.
You know what's weird? Those accounts where the people aren't doing anything but like going,
Right.
like they repost somebody's video,
Yeah.
and they're just on the side, like
Go on.
looking at, like
Go on.
they're not even saying anything, just nodding.
Yeah.
It was like, that's not your.
It's not even your idea.
Yeah,
That's great. You agree with them.
yeah,
So you took an hour out of your day. I don't know how long it takes
right.
to agree with a guy.
They probably just sit and nod a lot,
Yeah.
and then just splice it up.
You gotta find the
Like, all
video.
right, I got to change my shirt for this one, and just find another video and attach it to
I
it.
got a 30-minute reel of me nodding. I gotta start using this
Yeah,
on videos.
you just see it skipping because it's looped.
Yeah. It's just so stupid. It's about, but I mean, like, are they all making money?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'll nod at some stuff if I know I'm going to get money. I guess
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
sure.
not a bad job.
Yeah.
Nodder.
Mm-hmm. I'd say yes man. Just be a yes man. Professional yes man.
They're out there already.
Yeah, but now there's a lot of them. Probably a little bit more every day.
Now you can do it from home.
Right. You don't even have to go out and be the yes man.
Right.
Oh, home yes man.
We gotta get comfortable here. So it's summertime in April. It's kind of crazy.
Dude, 90 today? 80 so 88?
Yeah,
It's weird.
kind of like it though.
You do like it?
I mean, I slept through it, and I had the
You missed the 90 part.
I have the AC on, so
It's like weird. It's like walking the dog in the morning. I'm like, what the hell? This isn't right. It's like, it doesn't feel right. It feels good, but it doesn't feel right.
right, because tomorrow it's gonna be 20 degrees colder.
And we all know damn well it's not supposed to be this way.
Yeah,
I mean, in 20 years, it's going to probably be this way. But for these little stints, people are always like, it's awesome. I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. You know how, like, when you're in too much gloomy weather?
mm-hmm.
Like, sun too fast like that? Like just like open the refrigerator
Anytime
door?
it's abrupt, it's like
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like,
Yeah.
somebody open the fridge.
Yeah.
And the lights on. You're like, what
Yeah.
Go away.
like in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Or like now that everything's LED, you turn them on.
Yeah.
And they're bright. And everything's a high beam. That's another thing. Why do people drive with their high beams on all the time now?
No, the bulbs are just much brighter now.
So those aren't high beams?
No,
They feel like it.
yeah,
When you see 4 lights on them, it feels like they're...
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy, right? Like,
Yeah.
Why does it? What are you trying to look at?
What's there to see? That
Yeah.
far out?
We live in the most densely populated state. There's lights everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're very rarely away from a street light.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Right.
Yeah, even if you're on a parkway where there's no lights,
Hmm.
there's so many cars there, it's all lit up. Don't worry about
Right.
it.
My question is it going to change the outcome for you, stupid? Like,
No.
Like if you see, I still see it a mile farther down the road. It's still going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Something stupid's going to happen. You're going to panic a mile earlier. Something weird's going to happen.
I wonder if those are bad in fog, because aren't you supposed to not
Right.
have really bright lights in fog because it reflects back at you?
Right. It's supposed to have fog lights. Hence the term.
Maybe they automatically adjust.
I don't think so. I was always told too that they're a magnet for drunk drivers.
What is?
Those bright light, like high beams, lights.
Like they aim towards it?
Yeah, they see it and they just drift towards it. Yeah. Allegedly, you're supposed to turn your lights off. If
Go
you see
to the light, Caroline.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice.
If you see a guy, swerving, you're supposed to hit your lights off.
Okay.
So he doesn't come at you.
Nice.
I mean, I don't know if that's true. I don't want to get.
I remember I was in a defensive driving course, and they said some situation. They were like, "Well, what do you do if you see a guy coming at you?" And the dude in the class said, "I turn off my lights so they don't know where I am."
See?
Yeah. And the teacher was like, "No, you should definitely not do that." It was funny
All
though.
of a sudden he hides. See? Maybe
Yeah.
Maybe that guy's from the future.
Yeah.
He came in to warn you.
But you're saying that's the thing to do.
That's what they say because the
Guy was ahead of his time.
Right. That's what I mean. Maybe he came in from the future to warn you all
Yeah.
in defensive driving class. Why were you in defensive driving class? Have some issues?
Always.
Me too.
Yeah. When I first started driving, I lost my license every year for the first 6 years, I think.
Wow.
Because I had like 21 points or something like that.
Yeah, so every time you get a ticket after that, it's just a license loss.
Yeah. Yeah.
I lost mine too. I actually came in with a note for a sob story to get the DMV to reduce my sentence from like 6 months to a month.
Did it work?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
My mom laughed the whole time. She rolled her eyes.
That you wrote the letter?
Yeah, saying that I don't know how I survived with my mom working all by herself, being helped with the household.
Right.
And she was, I'm reading the letter, and they're like, I understand, it's real tough. And I just see her rolling her eyes. I can't believe this asshole's going to get away with this. So it was a month.
Hey, I'm okay with it.
Well, there's a good story with that month, though, because I used to deliver pizza with a suspended license.
You told me you hired somebody,
Yeah,
right?
chauffeur.
And the guy's car caught fire?
That was after, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But before, when I was chauffeuring, I was getting paid. He was getting paid. Everybody's getting paid
Everybody's getting paid. Oh.
on pizza pie.
Nice.
Do you think people are so stupid that we have to make everything that's complex?
Can we just rename this podcast Fuck People?
All right.
Okay. Say it again.
I mean,
People
that
are so stupid.
We
that
have
what?
to simplify everything. You don't want to know what bugs me?
Even if I don't want to know, you're going to let me know anyway.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
When you see legendary musicians dead, right?
Mhm.
Back, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And there's a cartoon with dead people on clouds.
Okay.
That bugs me. Like, Jimi Hendrix is going to jam with Eddie Van Halen. No, he's not.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm like, we can't be that stupid.
Heaven's got the best band or something.
Oh.
Those stupid things.
Oh, like,
Yeah.
do people really think that people are people in heaven? If there is a heaven?
I think they do.
Really?
Yeah.
They're pretty stupid. I mean,
I don't believe in heaven and hell anyway.
yeah, me either. But it's like, if we're wrong, we're fucked. But hey, whatever. But I would always think either you're some kind of energy, right? We're all
The weirdest part is that they say that that's what they say.
fitting.
That all you have to do is accept. This is from the Christian point of view. All you have to do is accept Christ, and you're okay, even if it's like on your last breath.
That's what they say at the minute, at the buzzer. You can
So
still
I could have like kicked grandmas in the teeth
right.
my entire life, but as long as I say I accept Christ before they shut out the lights,
You're good.
I'm in. I'm
Right.
in.
That's what they say. I don't know if that's true.
sounds like horseshit to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
It's a get out of jail free card.
Yeah. Well, it's like those. You always seen that. Pimps and hookers all week, and then they go to church on Sunday to clean up, and then they go back. It ain't working.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, why would you really think that people are just floating around on cloud? Like who? Like even if you look at paintings of angels,
Do you think they're riding a cloud like a surfboard?
Yeah, like it's.
Or is it more of a scooter, like a skateboard? You got to kick it to get it going?
I think it's like an easy chair. Okay. Like you think like Archie Bunker, there's like the area rug, like a round oval area rug.
Did you get a remote, like to steer it?
You must.
Okay.
But it's like, so you got the area rug, that's the circle, and then you have this fluffy chair.
Right.
And you just kind of ride around like,
Okay.
If that's the case, that'll be great. I don't think we'll get to see it.
Bumper cars?
I bet you there's a few accidents up there. What do you?
But they're soft.
Yeah, you just kind of
cloud.
You pass through each other?
I don't know.
Aren't you an apparition or are you full-bodied?
I'm thinking if you're in heaven, you're apparition.
Right. So, right, like a hologram.
What do you think would be so great about being in heaven?
Nothing. What do you think? There's a buffet?
Right, because all the fun shit's going to get you to hell, right?
Right.
I can't get blown in heaven, right?
Well, maybe.
But
that's the carnal desire, no.
It's sodomy.
Well, maybe you can get blown once.
It's sex without marriage, right? So it's a violation of all the laws. So
right, but if you're apparitions, are you even touching?
You can't be gluttonous. You can't overeat.
Right. So,
like what's
so good about heaven?
What's the draw? Yeah.
I don't know. That you're gonna live forever? But you're gonna live forever down there.
Can
anyway.
I get really drunk and not have a hangover or liver disease?
Well, how could you drink if your apparition's gonna just fall right through you?
This is what I'm asking.
And
these are the holes in the plan.
And the other part of the hole of the plan is that what do you look like when you're dead? You're like we all if we.
You mean your corporeal body?
Yeah. Is that the right word?
I don't know.
That's awesome.
I'm going with it.
If that works.
You like it?
Pulled that one right out of your ass.
Yeah.
But let's say most people, if they live to a whatever ripe old age and they die, you're 90, 80, whatever.
I don't like that saying.
Ripe old age?
Yeah.
Like a banana?
Yeah. You got spot. Well, you got the spots, right? You're a little yellowed.
Right. You're a little soft.
A little soft, a little yellow. You're
right.
spotted. All right, now I like it.
All right.
Never mind. I never really thought about it in the banana sense.
All right. So now I kick it at 90, and now I'm shot up the tube to heaven. And I get my easy chair. Am I 90?
Wait a minute. You think it's a tube, like at the bank?
Yeah.
Like you're making a deposit.
What is it? Escalator?
I would think so. Well, it's a stairway, right?
Yeah. Well, according to Robert Plant, it is.
Right.
Maybe.
Well,
rip that off.
I guess because he couldn't say escalator to heaven.
Oh, were they invented yet?
Yeah.
1960s?
Sure.
Escalator to heaven?
Well, that was 74.
You said elevator to heaven.
It was 74.
Right. She's buying an elevator to heaven?
Would it really roll off the tongue? Because stairway's only 2 syllables.
Right. Buying a chair.
Elevator's like 4, right?
Chairlift?
A chairlift have
2 syllables.
What's that thing that goes up the side of your stairs? That you just sit up and you ride?
Oh, the thing, not a jazzy.
Is that a chairlift? That's a chairlift.
That's a chairlift, right?
I mean, it's not the same thing as a ski lift.
I'm thinking of a chairlift. Well, that's a chairlift too, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But that thing that goes up sideways?
Real slow.
Yeah, real slow.
I mean, they don't want you to walk, right?
You think there's a governor on that? Can you take it off? Yeah. Just toss somebody up there. It's like a...
Listen, we got a lot of people to get up these stairs.
It's like a slingshot.
Then the pneumatic tube's not that far off. All
right, I see what you're saying.
If it's a stairway to heaven, that's a lot of stairs. You're going to walk at 90? You want to walk? You're too old to walk?
But you're an angel.
Still got to walk.
Wouldn't you fly?
I thought you didn't get your wings right away. I thought you had to pass a class.
What do you got to do?
Don't you have to pass a class?
There's like a technical exam or something.
You're going to give everybody wings? Is that what they're doing? We back to people driving. But my question is though
here's the thing: if you get into heaven,
right,
aren't you already like a good person? Like what do you have to do to earn wings?
Wasn't that the movie Heaven Can Wait? You can get the wings right away.
I didn't see it.
Or something like that.
But that's a movie. We're talking about real stuff here. We're talking about heaven and the Bible. This is real stuff.
Maybe they came back.
There's nothing made up about any of this.
Oh, I agree. Right. This is all true. But where do you go in at? There we say people who die young, they have a beautiful corpse, whatever.
Okay. Ripe old age.
You're a banana.
Yeah.
So where do you go in? If you're a baby, God forbid you're a baby, you die at birth. Do you go in as a baby? You haven't learned anything yet.
Then you're like the little girl in Interview with the Vampire.
Right. You're
You're just a kid forever.
right, but now you're a little baby forever.
Right.
But but you have to have it. That means you have to rely on other angels to feed you, and
Wipe your ass.
just like the ripe old banana. That's what I mean. Are you fit?
Well, there's a lot of cottonelle around, which isn't bad.
According to that commercial. Right?
Yeah.
Are you fit? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of questions there. Are you healthy? Like angels.
So many questions.
Angels don't like the paintings. Like Michelangelo, the angels don't look different. They all look like children. They all look younger.
Oh, the cherubs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the angels, except for the archangel, right? Gabriel is there, the fighting angels.
Yeah. Then everybody else gets jacked, right?
Is that the name of their football
Everybody
team?
else is ripped.
Is that the name of their football team?
You're either
Archangels?
you're either a fat baby or you're ripped.
Right. There's no in
in
between.
heaven. Yeah.
Right.
There's no teenagers, I guess.
So, yeah. Well, they're nothing but trouble
Awkward
anyway.
years.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do they do with them? Just sit around smoking cigarettes behind the
Purgatory.
the heavenly bowling
And
alley.
then there's purgatory. That's like the landing space, right?
Right. That's where you go first, right? That's where you get deloused or whatever before you go up.
I guess
or
so.
down.
Yeah. You got to go through all those get smart doors.
Right. Is that now?
Yeah.
At least if you get the foot phone, that's pretty good. The shoe phone.
The shoe phone's good.
Yeah.
He used to move the heel, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. The heel was a mouthpiece.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays, I don't know if you want to talk on the bottom of your shoe.
No.
Shit everywhere. Ugh, animals. But yeah, so what happens in purgatory? You don't have you're like a 500 team. You don't have like a winning record or a losing record. You're kind of
Right.
It's like a wild card spot. You don't know if you can
Right.
get in and get out. I mean, if you're bad.
So many layers
Yeah,
to
like,
this.
bad, they just shoot you right down. Thump.
Well, I still can't. I'm going back again. Like, I can't get over the fact that you could just say, "I accept Jesus," and you're in.
Right.
After no matter what you do. But then, what's the point of being a good person?
Right.
Right? Because
Maybe.
it doesn't matter.
Is that where the purgatory comes in? Where you set it at the end and they're like,
I don't know. I don't know the rules.
I don't either.
I don't think anybody does. I think they interpret this shit on their own.
Well, they definitely make it up.
Somebody wrote it down.
Who's coming back? Who's coming down to say, hey, this is what goes on up there.
That's right.
Get a suit on.
Things are pretty good. It's a perfect 75.
He shows up at
The sun's out, but you never get skin cancer.
Well, you're above it, right?
I guess.
You're in the heavens.
It always seems bright, though.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's never dark.
Yeah.
Nobody's napping. I mean, or are you, like Belinda Carlisle said, is it heaven on earth? Are we down here? Just this same thing, but we don't see it. You know what I mean? Like, we die, boom, there you are.
Right.
Exactly in your space.
Yeah, I can't really wrap my head around it.
No, because it's not real. But if we said all this shit
Bucky.
Yeah, if we said this shit with enough confidence, somebody would go, those guys are onto something.
Or tens of millions of people
That's right.
would say, hey, you're onto something.
You ever see that?
I think it's fear.
Of course.
People are afraid to...
Question.
Not question, but they're afraid to... they're afraid to die, first of all.
Yeah.
And they're afraid of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And then the church plays on the fear.
Sure.
See, this is the weird part. They tell you, here's your rules, right? You can't kill somebody. You can't bang somebody's wife.
Yeah.
You shouldn't steal, whatever.
Yeah.
And there's other stories along the way too that are like Aesop's fables, right?
Sure. There's some B reel, some extra stuff that didn't make the top 10.
Stuff, yeah. So you're supposed to do all this stuff, and then you get into heaven. But then, who said later that you could just say, I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and you're in, and you just, the Ten Commandments stuff it's a wash now? That like
Right. Yeah, that's what, there's a lot of,
yeah, there's no rules.
there's no finite,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Right.
There's nothing that like says, hey, 2 months out you did it. Hey, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I would think if you have a life of servitude, yeah, you should go in, right? You're in.
Right.
Yeah, for the guy but what is like the story with the prodigal son, right? The other son was good to the family, right? But then the prodigal son went out, partied, got hammered, did whatever he wanted, came back, and he was celebrated, right?
Fun guy.
Right. But he was celebrated by the family, even though he went out and ignored the family. But he came back, and then everybody's happy. That's the theory, right? Same thing. You're doing whatever you want to do down here, but then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm back. It was all, I didn't know until just now. So then, what did whoever handled it? It's like any corporation. You're not going to be dealing with the president, right? You're not going to be dealing with Jesus, who's probably the CFO, COO, and
yeah, he's up there.
You got
Chairman of the board.
Right, you got him, but you got God, who's the dude, the owner, right? You're not going to deal with them, right? So you're dealing with whatever middle management.
Mm-hmm.
In the moment, you say, "Hey, I believe in Jesus. I don't want to go to hell." And they shoot you up the tube or walk, depending on your point of
Whatever
view.
gets there.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe you have to do a rope climb, and you get that.
I'd never make it.
The rope climb hard on.
I'd never make
that
it.
You would get like as a 12-year-old.
I would be like at the bottom of that rope with the big lines on my arms and sliding down the rope. But now let's say you get to that middle management guy, and you're like, "Hey, oh look, we're looking at you right. Oh, you just died, and you it says here 10:01. You said I believe in God. 10:15, you died. Come on, you're lying."
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like, "I know you're lying. Isn't that like one of the things you're not supposed to lie?" So you got in on a lie.
So loosey-goosey.
Right, you got in on a falsity or a half-truth.
Sure.
You have to, I guess they would be able to firmly tell. Like
so there
Maury
needs to be
Povich.
real rules. Like this equals this in penance, right?
Right. There used to be a hardcore lines drawn, right? You had to do this and do that, that, right?
Now I think they just...
We'll take what we can get.
Yeah.
Maybe Satan's like, listen, we're kind of packed down there. We're running out of beer.
Yeah.
Can you take a few
Maybe
of these
that's
off?
it. Maybe they're worried about a future war between heaven and earth, and their army is not...
Heaven and hell.
That's what I meant.
We can't fight.
Sorry.
How are we going to fight? We'll be like this. See a bunch of people swinging at the air.
Punching clouds.
Yeah. So hopefully that VR will be good enough to see those
With heaven
images.
and hell, right? Because isn't there supposed to be something like that?
The holy war of the two, right?
Some kind of
Some kind of
Armageddon
war.
thing.
Mm.
Doesn't every religion have something like that?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
And
Fear, remember?
yeah, so their army's got to be lacking, right? Because only a select few get in.
Right. But
And then they don't even have the wings when they get in. So
right. So how's it work? Right. So you gotta get fitted for wings.
Yeah.
You gotta learn how to fight.
you gotta get tested
Well, how about
just to get your wings.
mostly everybody?
It doesn't sound fun. Heaven doesn't sound fun at all.
No. It doesn't.
Yeah.
But like hell, I guess you gotta climb the stairs, right? They don't have wings, do they? Does the devil have wings? Do the devils have wings? All of them?
I think in a lot of depictions, I've never actually seen the devil. So.
I've never seen him.
Right, but a lot of times he does have wings.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chief. What about the little ones?
I'm sure some of them do.
Right.
I mean, it depends who's drawing them at the time.
Or
right? They could be bat-like,
Or are we ammunition?
dragon-like.
Maybe we're just ammunition.
You ever see a drawing of a dragon? It was a big-ass dragon, and they had these little tiny,
Yeah, the wings.
tiny wings that pull that big-ass body.
What are you flapping?
Yeah.
Get sit out. Maybe actually heaven and hell were just ammunition. Like let's say there's a bunch of good old boys down in hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 20, 30 guys running
Okay.
the show. Same with heaven. And then it's like, okay, we got a bunch of people just came in. They uncrate us.
Recruits.
Yeah, we get uncrated after we're buried, whatever.
Okay.
And all we are is they just shoot us. They just shoot the bodies at heaven, and vice versa. It's just we're just all ammunition. Like we have no say in it.
They should just leave you in the crate and just shoot that.
Yeah. Right. Or maybe the guy, the devil wishes into a cannonball and shoots you up there.
Like a human snowball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. It's just as good as a reason as, or whatever as anything else.
He could just throw you in the tube, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a T-shirt gun, but for souls.
Yeah. If you could shoot out souls into a crowd, it'd be like, oh, you're actually a person now.
Yeah.
You were a bag of shit before.
Right.
I gave you a soul.
Or, yeah, what if it's all wrong? Like, you
Which part?
all of it. Let's say you do.
Yeah.
Or let's say
I'm pretty sure all of it's wrong.
Or like how you're a kid or a teenager and someone's like, dude, go to the what do you call it? That creepy house is gonna be so cool. It's gonna be fucking awesome. You're gonna be scared. Whatever the thing may be. It's a roller coaster. I don't know what the fuck. Anything.
Right.
And you get there and you're like, it sucks.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. All right, you checked in like, hey, you're good for heaven, and you go, where do I go? Well, the tube's broken. Take the stairs.
Steps.
You take the stairway to heaven. Thank you, Robert. And then you get up there and you're like, it's like the mall without any good stores in it or something. It's like, you're just like,
right.
Fuck.
We have your lazy boy.
Yeah.
Your cloud lazy boy.
And there's some like
do you get a remote? Can you watch TV? Like, what do you do up there?
Or it's like
you can't watch anything that's fun,
right?
Because
you can't.
It wouldn't follow the rules, right?
And God forbid somebody hits Pornhub.
Yeah, you can't jerk off in heaven.
No.
I think that would be frowned upon.
Sure. Or like or it's like say you got a shop like for stuff for your easy boy, like you need some drinks or something. I don't know. And there's like stores.
But you don't have to work for anything.
That's what I mean. Like you don't have to plow that.
Do you have to go to a store? Can't you just be like,
I don't know.
It's fucking heaven.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's so many questions. I mean, you plowing the heavenly fields? I mean, that's what I mean. Or is heaven, like Belinda said?
Do you get a servant? Does somebody just bring you stuff?
Like a pool boy? Paco?
Whatever your version of heaven is.
Or, well, now we're on another layer.
Yeah.
What if your version of heaven is like a lot different than
yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they
what is it? So yours looks like a cloud lazy boy
with a
throw rug,
and you're not really doing much of anything.
You're floating around like a Jetsons car.
Yeah, just kind of hanging around.
Now, can you go up and down, or is it just?
I think you do everything. I think you're
just a
angle
X,
sideways.
Y, or
I'm sure I could throw a few loop-de-loops.
Okay.
Whatever.
And everybody else too, so everybody's like,
oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's chaos.
It's a nightmare.
It's chaos.
Yeah.
So you're back on 287.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fuck heaven.
Yeah. See,
heaven sucks.
Right, but let's say that's my version.
Do they break down?
Great. I'm waiting for AAA.
Yeah.
To jumpstart my easy boy or my lazy boy because I didn't plug it in or something.
Yeah.
I didn't park it close enough to the sun. I don't know.
Something.
Or like
they got to be all solar powered, right?
I think so.
It's got to be green energy up there.
Or like, what if something happens? Like, every Thursday this thing happens over here, so you got to deal with just millions of people over there because
rock karaoke every Thursday.
Right, and then now you're waiting and you're just it's like crowded like Woodstock.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Can you say that?
Lines.
Can you hear Jesus Christ? Well, yeah.
And he shows up. What?
What? Yeah. Stop, will you?
What? He gets all annoyed.
Yeah. These people. You people.
Exactly.
And can you get up there, right? And you're like, you know what? This ain't for me. And then just start doing bad things.
Maybe there's...
Is your ability to do bad things gone once you're in heaven? So you can get back down there?
I would think you wouldn't have those thoughts anymore, right?
That's what
they would just brainwash you. Probably.
The thing like Men in Black, the light where they just zap you?
Yeah, but more like Scientology.
The Hatred the book.
No, what do they call that? When you
Going clear?
Yeah, there you go. Clear between the ear.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so there's so many unanswered questions as to what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or like most rational people, you're just in the ground and it's over. Or it floated out to sea, or you're on your mantle, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the rational. Heaven seems irrational.
You know what would be kind of cool? If you could make somebody into, make their ashes into an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That's pretty cool. So you'd shake it up,
Yeah.
clear the picture, and then start drawing with it, and your little flakes would be the picture. I like that.
I like that one. They'll make a diamond out of you.
A diamond?
Yeah, they'll take
Like they
your
compress
ashes
you?
and they'll compress you into a diamond.
Really?
Yep.
Is it worth anything? I mean, is it?
Can you put a price on love? Your loved one's making you a diamond?
Like, is it worth more than a cubit zirconian, or
I would.
is it something? Can you give it
This
to a
is
girlfriend?
made real from Italian grandma.
There you go.
I guess you could.
Can somebody propose with it? Like put it in a setting?
And then you put it on the girl's finger, and she's like, "Oh, where'd you get this diamond?"
Yeah.
Like that aunt.
Well, instead of saying this used to be my grandmother's ring,
This is my grandma.
This is my grandma's ring.
This is my
Yeah.
grandma's. No.
No.
My grandma is the ring.
She is the ring. Yeah.
That would think that would freak people out.
Yeah.
I have an etched thumbprint.
Do you think that they believe that, because people believe that spirits are around,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
I think some people would believe that that your grandmother's spirit would be in the diamond and she could hear things that you were saying.
Maybe.
Like she could watch you blowing a guy or something.
I think it's haunted.
I mean, because it's a woman getting in the ring, right?
You would hope. Well,
Nah,
never
whatever.
understand
Whoever
age.
gets it.
Somebody's blowing somebody always.
If you're getting the ring, you're blowing a guy, right?
Right. Well, you're blowing the significant other.
That's not true. They could be licking snatch, right?
You're the performer, not the
Typically.
right, not the performer.
Typically, right.
That
right.
ring's got to get paid for.
Right,
somehow.
right. Yeah, yeah.
So, do you think it turns it around? So you can't see, or does it get put away?
Can you do that in heaven? Turn that ring around?
I don't know. They put it in the jewelry box, starts rattling. What's
All
going
those
on over
all
there?
those angels have abs,
Yeah.
so you know.
Yeah, they're all in good shape.
So there's a lot of rings getting turned around.
Yeah, don't you have a guardian angel? Isn't that thing going to come down and be like,
Look at the size of his wings.
Yeah, right. Or like
There's
if,
wing envy.
see, they turn grandma into the ring, and then her guardian angel comes out, and he's like, "What'd they do to you?
Yeah.
I turned me in this fucking ring. What is she doing to your grandson?" Or like I said, under below.
Or if you're from a different culture, they could put it right in your forehead, right?
Just. Is that how they put it? I don't know if that's how they put it.
I don't know.
They probably glue it.
There's got to be some kind of glue, right?
Yeah, I don't think they hammer it in.
like a spirit gum or something.
Fitting.
Nice. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's like there's just too many variables for heaven
Yeah.
and hell. Hell, we just assume hell's great. Bon Scott, right? He told us hell's not a bad place to be.
So he says.
Huh? Well, he would know.
Right.
Maybe.
His house all filled with fat checks. He loves it.
He's all-
Right?
Yep. 36.
Didn't she crack the concrete in one of his songs?
Yeah.
Something like that, he said?
Enough to shake, enough to start the Third World War.
Yeah.
It's one of those. 32, 24, 36, 34,
Yeah.
36, whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
So, but like I said, or is it here? Like right now, there's heaven going on right now.
It's enough to start a landslide just walking down the street.
That's right.
Nice.
He
Yeah.
was a slight guy, so that was
Yeah.
his thing. Or is it happening right now? There's a heaven thing going on right now from the 1800s or whatever was here. And that group of people from Ford's, before it was Ford's, dead, heavened, but they're living their life, you know what I mean? Like simultaneously. As we are living We're solid.
So you're saying in heaven there's separate versions of heaven?
But yeah, maybe they don't send them up. Maybe you die and you're right where your
Okay.
area was.
Okay.
Like you died in space where the town is down the block.
So ghosts.
But not really.
Not really.
But you're heaven. You're in heaven. That's your heaven. You're living your life. But you can't, not haunted, you can't go boogity, 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 scaring people or nothing. You can just kind of...
Dude, if heaven is Fords,
You're fucked.
we're all fucked.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd start moving. Imagine that. I mean, that's why you have to move.
Yeah.
Like, that, or feel bad for all those people in nursing homes. They're all just in that nursing home.
Yeah.
But in the heaven version. So you got to hope it's for something better.
I don't like it.
Yeah, well.
I don't
Just
like it at all.
don't believe. Don't stop believing. Don't stop not believing.
What you said.
Don't stop not believing.
It's time to hit that button. It's my thumb. I know where it's been.
Yeah, it's in the toilet. You know what else is pissing me off of people?
No. but
Number 3.
Here we go.
Revisionist history. I'm tired of
That's
it.
a bad one.
Oh, I was just I was looking at an article. I didn't see if I wrote her name down. Ma Ping.
May Ping? Is that her job?
Maybe. Yeah, at one point, probably.
Yeah.
May Pang. Or
Okay.
Anyway, she was John Lennon's assistant.
Okay.
And he gave her the business.
Because he had a thing for Asian chicks.
Okay, and I think he wasn't with Yoko. He was on a break or whatever. They were separated. So he had a month or something, a couple-week fling where he was tossing her, the business, giving her the Beatle.
Right.
And then that was over. And then he got back with Yoko. And so that was he called it fling. He admitted what it was, you know what I mean? Like but now she's 70, probably low on cash. So, of course, she writes a book, me banging a Beatle or whatever it's called. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Some horse shit.
Banging a Beatle's a good title for a book.
That's a good idea. But now it's not. Now her version is, we were in love. We're fully in love.
That's her version. Right.
But that's her version now.
Okay.
And I was just like going through like little parts of that, like it's like I get it, you're not famous anymore or whatever, so you're trying to make money any way you can.
Sure.
You're grasping at straws.
Of course.
But why keep changing the course of history?
How much money do you think she's getting out of that? How many people do you think are buying that book?
Beatles fans? I bet you she sells a couple 100,000 before they realize it's horseshit.
I'm going to start writing a book, I Banged a Beatle.
Yeah. Just can't bang Paul because he's still alive.
And Ringo. Ringo's still alive?
Yeah, Ringo's still alive.
Yeah.
It's funny how you don't always count him as a Beatle, but you listen to drummers, he's the best drummer ever.
No drummer has ever said that.
They all say it.
Who?
All these famous people are like, you don't understand how good Ringo was.
Look, famous people are not real people.
I get that.
Because once you get into the fame club, you can't speak honestly.
Right.
You have to suck everybody's ass. Like all these actors, when they talk about, it was great. Everybody on the production was awesome. This one's a great actor and this one's a great director. And
Right.
everybody's great, because they don't want to ruffle any feathers because then they won't get another job.
Same with comedians. Comedians all hate each other.
Anybody.
I'm sure they all hate each other.
Any famous people.
You
You can't be an athlete and be like, the coach sucks, because then no
Right.
team won't want you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like every comedian's like, that guy was so funny. He probably hates him if he's more successful.
Right.
But it's like,
Right. Comedians do that a lot.
yeah, a real lot.
Yeah, a real lot. And they prop up people that have no
Right.
right.
And I don't know if they prop them up because of friends, a circle of friends, or if it's they know the guy's not a great comedian, but so he works perfect as an opener because that makes me look better.
I think there's a certain amount of respect for doing your craft,
Sure.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody kind of thinks of their journey as being a difficult one.
Sure. And it is.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, well, doing anything in the arts and getting paid for it is...
I think stand-up comedy is probably the hardest one.
Yeah, I
To
mean...
be up there, nothing to hide behind. I got a guitar to hide behind. I got vocals. I got a
Right.
band to hide behind.
Yeah, amplifiers and...
Everything.
Yeah.
Plenty to hide behind. comedians have nothing to hide behind.
Right, with the table like right there.
Right. Yeah, at the front.
Yeah.
And like we know a bunch of people that know how to shut the hell up. So imagine you put those people in the front.
Yeah.
So it's like to me that's the hardest one. But I know we're going off track. But of course famous people just don't want to ruffle the feathers. But it's like all these low liars or outliers, or they're just like to get more, once again, probably clicks or likes. You know what I mean? They come up like that whole thing with the remember the American Indian that Marlon Brando sent for the award, and then she came up with this crazy story that Charlton Heston threatened to kill her at the Oscars, and all this stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Brando was winning an award. I don't think it was for The Godfather. It might have been.
Right, I remember the whole thing, and he sent the
American Indian about
Yeah.
the plight of the Indians and all stuff, which is probably that's true.
Sure,
And then supposedly Charlton Heston wanted to smack her around.
because she was talking about the plight of the.
Whatever, right? The white man was so bad. But then it turns out, I think, recently her sister or somebody came out and said she's not even an Indian.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
But that's what I mean.
She's another actress.
Yeah, she was something.
Awesome.
But she rebutted something that Indian lady said when she started coming up with this story. Charlton Heston trying to beat me up, and I was
Right.
scared for my life up there. And then the sister was like, she's not even an Indian.
Well, that sounds like horseshit anyway.
Exactly.
Like, what would Charlton Heston?
Or John Wayne. It's just Charlton Heston.
It doesn't matter.
John Wayne would make more sense because he, cowboys and Indians.
Yeah, but have you ever heard a story of him punching anybody?
No.
No. It was like
He's a dandy.
he didn't look like he could really move.
Right.
Right? Just kind of.
Well, he got that 90 pounds of meat.
Yeah,
What do you have, like
whatever.
80 pounds of meat in his colon or whatever?
It showed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was slow on the draw.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like, because of these outliers that aren't real famous people. They had a famous moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all these actresses you hear now about how bad all their roles were to get to where they are now.
Did they say that?
A lot of them.
I only hear everything was great.
No, but you'll hear stuff now like the one girl that was in Boogie Nights. Well, beggars couldn't be choosers back then for a role. I had to be naked. You know what I mean? But at the time, you didn't mind. You said yes. Well, there's a ton of those, though.
Yeah.
I can't believe how bad they objectified me in this movie about a lady who's in a bikini. You said yes.
Yeah.
You got your career. Sylvester Stallone. I can't believe the movie studio that I sold Rocky to because no one would make it won't sell it back to me. How wrong is that? It's not wrong. It's smart business, but
Yeah.
it's like all this revisionist
You
stuff.
sold it to them. Why
Sold
would
it-
somebody have to sell it back?
Right. And you did it for the sole purpose of becoming famous.
Yeah.
You sold your soul at the time or whatever, right?
Your work.
Right.
Right.
He wrote it. That's great and all. And I'm sure he didn't make
If
it.
I made a painting and somebody bought it, I wouldn't expect them to fucking sell it back to me.
Right, but unlike that painting, he's under the guise of it was I wrote it, like he wants to retain his rights to it, and the movie theater or the movie company's like, absolutely not. I'm making too much money off this. You know what it is?
You should have signed that into your contract when you sold the thing.
But that was the problem. Nobody wanted it unless you sold it, so you gave up your soul.
That's the deal.
Like the American Idol people, right? Kelly Clarkson had to give up her soul to become famous.
You got a thing for Kelly Clarkson.
She's the only true American Idol in my eyes.
Oh
okay?
boy, here we go.
That's why. All these other American Idols aren't real.
All right.
Kelly was one of the first. Kelly was the first, all right?
Sure.
After Kelly, a disclaimer showed up saying that the judges have the right to not agree with the people on the phone.
Okay.
Kelly was purely picked by the people.
Gotcha.
That's why. I don't have a thing for her.
Okay.
She's a lovely girl.
Okay.
Seems nice.
I thought you might have wanted her to be your servant in heaven or something.
Yeah, it's true. Well, because, I can just wait that out, right? Like, I should technically die before her, though she doesn't look like she's got a good diet. But I could die before her, right? And I can put
Is she
that.
married to Garth Brooks? Is that her?
No, that's Trisha Yearwood.
Trisha Yearwood. All right.
It's a whole nother thing. Garth cries a lot. You ever watch any of his stuff?
The only thing I see are clips of him on his Instagram page where he's just really weird.
He cries a lot.
Really.
Watch his documentary. He's
an
very
oddball.
He's very inspiring in some ways, like a Tony Robbins.
Do you know anything about the YMH thing with him?
No.
Oh, they say that it's fucking funny. It's a continuing theme on their show.
Oh, really?
And they say, where are the bodies, Garth? Because they say he's a serial killer. And that everything he does is insincere.
It could be true. But
it seems like it.
But if you watch the documentary, you'll fall for it. He's like a Tony Robbins of country music.
Well, he tries to be.
Right. He cries a lot. That's all I know. Like he's like, I have this.
Wasn't that a Faith No More song?
I cry a lot. We care a lot.
We cry a lot.
We care a lot.
I cry every time I think of that band.
You don't like them? Never liked Mike Patton as a singer? They were an odd band. It was a band of misfits back then.
The guy with he pulled his hair too far apart to make that part. He created the Grand Canyon on the top of his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a moment. It was a moment.
It wasn't my moment.
But it was a moment. I didn't say it was yours. But anyway, back to what
the fuck was that?
I was rewinding. Yeah, so Kelly Clarkson should be dead after me. So, I mean, I'm in heaven in my easy boy, and if we do get servants, I can put the request and, like, listen, when this one drops, I want it. It's dibs.
Okay, nice.
Or they're like, no, we got 700 people that...
You made of Velcro?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm made out of Velcro.
Yeah.
I'm sticky. So, does, but like, I go there, I'm like, I want Kelly Clarkson as my servant.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that doesn't sound like very heavenly to serve for somebody. But maybe that's the thing. If you're a guy who serves,
maybe that's her version of heaven, though.
Right, to serve somebody.
All right,
to serve the only guy who believed in her as the American Idol.
Could you override somebody else's version of heaven? Like if her version is not to be a servant, and then you say no, I want Kelly Clarkson as my servant.
You don't understand. Yeah. Well, yeah. Is there
or
level?
Is there a pseudo
hierarchy?
Is there a clone Kelly Clarkson up in heaven? Cool. Can 7 people have Kelly Clarkson servants?
Right. Like some bean counters behind the desk going, you're the 9th person today that wanted Kelly Clarkson. Is she sick or something? What are you guys seeing? I'm not getting anything on the camera. I'm not. Or who's watching, right?
Yeah.
Like, is there somebody, is there like a eye in the sky, like Alan Parsons, watching everybody?
Yeah.
What's going on over there? That guy looks
you definitely don't want Stephen Hawking as your servant because it would take forever for him to get something.
And then he would explain everything too much. Steve, just get my...
Here you go.
Just get my juice. Just get my juice. Shut up and get my juice. I don't care how it was made. But I don't know. I'll get back to heaven.
I don't know.
It's like
everything, all roads lead to heaven.
It's like we almost believe.
Yeah.
And what happens when your dog dies? Like, are they all going to be waiting up there for me? All dogs
Is there a separate heaven for dogs?
I don't know. According to that movie, all dogs go to heaven.
You really and movies never lie, so.
Pit bulls that chew people's faces off still got a spot in heaven?
It's because of their owners.
Yeah, it's not the breed.
It's not that they're animals.
Yeah, you explain that to my dog.
They like meat.
You explain that to my dog who just wants to shuffle people into small boxes. Yeah, it's the owner. I never taught her that. Though, every time my dog does something, it's for purpose. This was a good one the other day. So for a couple months, we had this little robot thing. You fill it full of treats. It's got a camera on it.
I remember seeing a video.
Right. And you go, hey, and the pup goes, so finally, what my dog does is doesn't do anything. Right? Shoot a couple treats. The other dog goes, eats it, has time of his life. He thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. Not my dog.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, my dog had enough. Just walks over and goes, knocked it over, starts eating the treat.
Nice.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Camera's on its side. The dog's just eating. Yeah. So, I mean, do they go to heaven? I mean, that dog should, but do they all go to heaven? I don't know. There's just, and what's all the real estate? talking about lots of people, lots of things. People die every day.
If a dog goes to heaven, does it shit everywhere?
Yeah, it's another thing. I don't
Who's
even.
picking up? Is Kelly Clarkson picking that
Well, I
up?
guess if she's my servant, and that dog better not shit up my throw rug. I guess.
Kelly!
What happens if you don't get the throw rug? Then you can't get the dog because the dog's got nowhere to lay down.
I guess you gotta have that throw rug, right?
Right.
You gotta have a little space.
Do you ever have to settle down, build a cloud house?
Would you have a TV tray?
I think you have to flip out one.
Okay.
Like an airplane almost.
Like it comes out of
Yeah.
the yeah.
I mean, because you are in heaven.
Well, you said Archie Bunker.
Puncture.
Archie Bunker, so I'm picturing a really old
Right,
recliner.
with the big, with the one arm.
Yeah.
So maybe you do got a TV tray next to you.
Fucking handle.
Yeah. So maybe you do have the tray next to you and it's got all your stuff on it.
Right.
All your worldly possessions or non-otherworldly.
Not one of those fancy wooden ones,
No.
but the one that had that
The
little
metal.
tin
And a little
at the
clip
top, and it's like recessed.
Yep.
So things don't slide off of it.
And
Yeah.
So what would you have on there? Because you don't have any worldly possessions. They have to be otherworldly. Like, what do you put on there? The remote?
Yeah, I guess. But you said you getting Kelly to get you drinks.
Right.
So-
So I guess you have a coaster. Well, you don't need a
Something.
coaster. If it's metal, you don't need a coaster.
It's
It's
heaven.
cloud.
Can't leave stains, right?
Right. You can't do anything wrong, right? Once you're finally in the club,
If you knocked over your tomato juice, it probably wouldn't even hit the cloud.
raining blood.
Raining juice.
It comes that maybe we had it wrong the whole time.
See?
It's been tomato juice this whole time.
Yeah.
Because you got to figure whatever you do wrong in heaven,
Let's go rewrite that album.
you got to figure out whatever you do wrong in heaven, it's happening a million times.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because you're not the only one making that mistake. There's a lot of people that are making that mistake.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would relegate Kelly Clarkson to being a servant. She's better than that. I mean, she's got a TV show, sings.
Okay. All right.
Maybe she'd sing, walk around singing. Would that
Okay.
be your? I don't think that would be your idea of heaven, right? You've been singing your whole life.
Yeah, be like, shut up. Stop singing.
Or better yet, you're like, hey, Kelly, why don't you sing this one? No. I spent 80 years singing down there, like Tony Bennett does. Singing my whole life. I don't
Okay.
want to say a word.
But don't you sing because you love it?
Yeah, but you want a break.
Okay.
Do you love it? Maybe at a certain point, you just do it.
I guess. I think the only thing that would make you hate doing something like that is the job aspect of it, not the actual doing of it.
Right. You just get sick of it. So maybe you need a couple years
Get
off.
sick of the hotels, the travel,
Sure.
the bullshit.
Angry Eddie was on today talking about that, which was interesting, was that Aerosmith is, they're in their 70s and they're talking about going on tour.
Mm-hmm.
But they just had a successful residency in Vegas, so why wouldn't you just do that again? People are coming to see you. You don't have to see them. I get it. You got to go out to South America, wherever, where they're not coming here.
Right.
But if you have a residency in Vegas, people are coming to you. And you just get you put up in a suite for the month or whatever,
Maybe it got boring being in one place.
Maybe.
They like to ramble.
Sure. Hey, look at another Robert Plant reference.
Yeah. I mean,
Or Bob Seger, depends on who it is. What song you like.
he's also gambling, though.
Yeah.
So he would have stayed in Vegas.
It's true.
Yeah.
Um,
He would have rambled over to Reno,
that's right.
maybe.
We'd probably have to ramble around to get more money to go back to Vegas to gamble.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's just that whole thing to bring back to where we were when we got lost. Was all this low
Are you saying we got distracted in a
think-
conversation?
Yeah, I think so.
Tangent? Never.
Never.
No.
Never. So, all these low-lying, not famous people,
Mm-hmm.
John Lennon's assistant, fake Indians,
Right.
whatever, to grasp onto that fame because they see,
They're just trying to get money.
right, but they see children, like I said, getting famous for doing something silly.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to get their piece of the pie. All these, like I said, all these actors and actresses who say they sacrificed their craft because they needed to, and now it's so shitty, and it was so shitty of what they did to themselves. Like some girl did that the other day.
It's a sacrifice.
Right. Like we don't make sacrifices. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I see an article every week of people complaining that Mark Zuckerberg took away the big ziti from the lunchroom because they're cutting costs or whatever he's taking away from them.
Okay. Yeah.
Hit the vegan, non-soy, low-fat
Right.
chicken nuggets,
Right.
whatever. And they're just so compliant. I can't believe what's happening to this company. Bring your lunch.
People are like that.
Do your job. Right. I mean, everybody's so catered to, pampered, or whatever like that. And so it's like all these like non-famous, famous people are now just coming for. There was some girl who's like on a Netflix show, right? And she was like, "Oh, they just don't know what they're doing with me, and the writing has really suffered." You know what they did? They just cancel it. We're done.
Yeah.
So you lose your job, and you lost 50 people's job. I mean, I don't know how many people it takes to make a TV show. 50?
I would think at least.
Right, between editors and producers.
Yeah,
and
grips and
lighting,
catering, and all that shit.
Every little bit that's on that
a lot
scroll.
Of people. Yeah.
You just knocked out a livelihood for 50
all those
people.
Right.
Because you couldn't keep your filthy mouth shut because you didn't like something. Because you're an artist.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel artists are solo. Once you start incorporating crew, stage, other members, then it's a team, and you're not above the team.
Right.
Unless the whole team feels that way,
Yeah.
you either walk away and say, "Can you find someone?"
Well,
to
the
replace
person's
me?
a selfish ass. They're not taking into account that other people need this job.
Right,
Yeah, it's just an asshole.
right. But that's the But that's the thing. It's like I get it.
Would you throw on the bikini to become famous?
like Jim Carrey did?
Yes.
If I had, like, how famous are we talking?
Jim Carrey famous. How
Like
about
the
that?
Pigtails?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I have to sustain the career. I mean, it depends. If the numbers
If
right,
you landed one Ace Ventura movie, that's all you need to do for the rest of your life.
probably
You're already fucking old.
right. But it would have to at least be enough
Right.
money.
So say you got $3 million.
Okay.
You're done.
Yeah,
you don't need to do anything
I'm
else.
in the bikini.
Yeah.
I'm in the back of the Rhino getting.
The rhino.
You ever see?
Where he crawls out of the ass.
Yeah. I'm in the back and I'm
That's
receiving.
the second one.
Yeah, and I'm receiving whatever's coming in that hole. I ain't coming out of it for $3 million.
Yeah.
But yeah, because then I have the freedom to do what I want. Right.
Yeah.
And then when I'm 70, I can complain about I sold my soul.
Why complain?
I would never.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I would be like, yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They asked me to do some crazy shit. I said, yeah, we did it, and now I'm retired.
My bank account's full.
Yeah, exactly. I never have to worry about money again.
Exactly. And I don't understand what the, like I said, unless you're a megastar, like you don't hear the megastars, you don't hear like Brad Pitt bitch that he was Gilbert Grape or whatever that movie he was in, or River Runs Through It, one of them silly movies. I don't know what movie he was in. Like, say one of his early movies. Well, what was his early movies? I don't know.
The thing about the fall, right?
Legends of the Fall.
Right?
Wasn't he in one where he was fishing, too?
I don't know.
I thought so. We'll figure it out.
You got me.
It'll show up on the final mix.
Sure.
So, but he doesn't go, I can't believe, or Thelma and Louise. He was in Thelma and Louise.
That's right.
I can't believe I played second fiddle to two women when I'm such a good... He shut his mouth. He did his job.
Yeah.
And became super famous. Didn't bitch along the way. And it's probably how everybody needs to be. You're in a position that very few people do.
But then again, that mindset also gets you into the everybody's wonderful and everything we've done. So it's either all or nothing. You either get somebody who's a big mouth asshole, or you get somebody who is a total suck up. There doesn't seem to be a middle ground.
Right. So you're either like Brando, right, who hated everybody.
Or this Netflix lady.
Chick,
right. Or Brad Pitt playing second fiddle to... Well, at that time,
Right.
they were...
Well,
they were known actresses.
Well, who's a non-complainer famous person?
Non-complainer?
You know what I mean? Like, not Nicolas Cage. I'm saying like somebody who won't talk bad. You know what I mean?
All of them.
I know, but there's probably
Everybody's wonderful. Yeah.
There's got to be a glaring example. I don't know it right now either, of a guy or a girl who's like everything's great.
Garth Brooks. That's the guy.
He's a sweetheart, dude.
Sure.
Had like 90 million people at Central Park or whatever. I'm telling you,
90 million.
I don't. It was a lot.
Yeah.
But he was like, he had said something like, they handed me this piece of paper and it had a number on it. It was like 3 million or something. It was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
200,000. I don't know. And he starts crying. I couldn't believe it because the crowd was so far back. It was like the biggest crowd ever.
Right.
He did some other thing where he's weeping. He's like,
Oh, I thought you meant that was his paycheck for the night.
no,
$3
it was the
million.
amount of people that were there
Okay.
in Central Park.
Right.
And then he came off telling stories, crying, came off stage, and there was a little girl there who was like, I don't even know. I think it's true. I think there's video of it.
How could they even get that count?
I don't know.
It's a fucking park. It's
Right.
not like everybody's going through the gate and you can count
Right.
ticket 1, ticket 2, ticket 3.
I think they might have had a point of reference, like, okay, Donna Summer. that
Okay.
was
Or they say
something.
20 people per.
Yeah. Per light post.
10 square feet or whatever.
They figured something out. They did something
Okay.
out. But he had some girl that was like a cleaning person or something, and she was like, what's that like? And he's like, what? She's like, that. And the crowd screaming for him. And he's like, come on. He brings her out on stage. He's like, this is my friend. Treat her like you'd treat me. Like they did an encore with her sitting on the stage. Like those kind of things are crazy good.
Sure.
I mean,
Everybody does that now.
right.
Like everybody brings somebody out of the audience to play a song. Right? Like the
Right.
Foo Fighters
I
were
saw
doing
that too. Yeah, that's not a plant. That's not a setup. It's gonna be a huge setup.
I don't know. Sure, some of them are.
Yeah. The only band that I've ever seen them do that with just random people. There's a band Paramore, and they used to have some song, "Misery Business." I watched a bunch of live clips where they would just grab somebody from the crowd to sing the last verse, and boy, they weren't plants. Like they holding the mic wrong, everything. It's great. It's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were a super popular band, helped with the popularity or whatever, but it was pretty funny. So they weren't plants. But you never had, except for that one case where you hear about the Who, where what's his name took horse tranquilizer, Keith Moon, and he passed out, and they were able to call somebody up from the crowd to play drums.
Okay.
And Pete Towns like, you better not suck. They played
Or what?
right. I'm up here at the Who. Yeah, get rid of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Your other guy's drooling.
Yeah, exactly.
How bad could I
Set
be?
him back up.
Yeah, put him up. See how you do.
Or you just cancel the show.
Do you ever hear? You ever hear of Judas Priest or the Stones or something? Like just inviting some random person out of the crowd to come play guitar for a song.
No.
They don't need the likes, I guess, or the clicks. And
They would just reschedule the show.
right, you'd
Feel
think.
like, there's an illness.
They had Gene Simmons sitting down. He was sitting down in Argentina or something. He some kind of jungle fever or something. He said, had to sit down for a song or two.
Yeah.
And all you see in the article was like,
You don't want to shit yourself in that costume.
yeah, you had that, or piss yourself. You had that at some point in their career. Just take a leak in
He
that
probably
costume.
wears diapers on stage.
Something. He probably wears diapers anyways. Getting up there.
Yeah.
Talking about ripe banana.
Do you think it's painted like his face? Like there's
And the tongue comes out when he gets wet.
yeah, there's a demon face on the
Knowing that guy, yeah.
Yeah.
He'd probably sell them.
it's kiss diapers, right?
Yeah,
It's
kiss
gotta be.
depends.
Yeah.
Dependent kiss. He so he had to sit down for 2 songs, and the article was like, the backing tracks were fine.
Nice.
Because they're all using tracks. Now, everybody...
Speaking of tracks,
Yeah.
let's make tracks. Let's go get some food.
All right.
Let's call this a fucking day.
All right. So, till next time,
TOT!
we'll see you.